Week 15 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few centers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first guy, Jusuf Nurkic of the Phoenix Suns. So Nurkic, he's been banged up a little bit, and we know throughout his career, he's been a player that's missed a lot of games with injuries. So on the season, 11.5 points a game, 10.3 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 49% from the field. The steal and a block per game, but the last couple weeks, the numbers have dropped off. Besides the rebounding, pretty much 6.1 points a game, 9.6 boards, 4.3 assists, 1.1 steals, and 59% from the field. So he's dealing with a little bit of a thumb injury, is Nurkic. And obviously he was never going to be a high scorer on this team with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal on this roster, but still a guy could perform, shot blocking ability, rebounding the basketball, and still pouring in about 9-10 points per game. But like I mentioned, the last few games for him, we really haven't seen much. January 24th at the Mavs, 8 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 60% from the field. January 26th at the Pacers, 2 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, 33% from the field. And then January 29th, he did return at the Heat, 6 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 60% from the field. So Nurkic, he's more the traditional center, not going to shoot the 3-ball, playing in the post, rebounding, blocking shots. And if you need that on your fantasy roster, it's always good to have some players like a Nurkic who could specialize in those things. And you have your guards and forwards do the other jobs in terms of hitting the 3-ball, assisting, and scoring the basketball. So right now, Nurkic's numbers are down over the last couple weeks here. He's a nice buy low center this week. The next center I look to buy and trade for is Nicholas Claxton of the Brooklyn Nets. He's more of a traditional center as well. And this season, it's been a solid year once again for Claxton. 12.4 points a game, 10.4 boards, 1.9 assists, 2.2 blocks, and 63% from the field. But I feel like center is in high demand for fantasy owners. And these guys can help your roster. Like I said, field goal percentage, rebounding the basketball, and shot blocking ability, where they can help you 3 categories right there, which sometimes are hard to find. So the last couple weeks for Claxton, 13.6 points a game, 11.9 boards, 2.1 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.7 blocks, and 64% from the field. So I think a decent guard in a deal could get the deal done here for fantasy owners who want to Nicholas Claxton on their roster. So the last few games, January 25th, versus Minnesota, 16 points, 11 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 80% from the field. January 27th versus the Rockets, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a block, 71% from the field. And January 29th versus the Jazz, 11 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, a steal, 3 blocks, 45% from the field. So Claxton, no doubt about it, is playing great basketball. But if you need a big man and you have a ton of guards on your fantasy roster, this would be a nice deal to flip off and get Claxton on your team, because you know you're going to get rebounding, field goal percentage, and shot blocking. So if you could obviously sacrifice some scoring and 3-point shooting, it would be a good deal for owners to go out there and get Claxton this week. Third and final center I look to buy and trade for this week here is Onyeka Okongwu of the Atlanta Hawks. I mentioned Okongwu a few weeks ago as someone to go out there and buy, and with Clint Capella possibly getting traded at the deadline, which is next week already, February 8th. I think Okongwu obviously could step in and become the starting center and definitely help fantasy owners. So on the season, still decent stats as a backup, 9.2 points a game, 6.7 rebounds, 1.4 assists, a block, and 58% from the field here for Okongwu. In the last couple weeks, 8.1 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 58% from the field. So like I said, if he does get traded, Clint Capella, which is definitely a good chance, he does attach to DeJounte Murray or maybe someone else on their roster. And Okongwu would be a guy that definitely could step in and pay big dividends for fantasy owners. And right now, pretty much you could add him off the waiver wire if he's available in your leagues, which he is right now in 37% of fantasy leagues, or pretty much trade someone off the end of your bench to get him in a deal. January 26th versus Dallas, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 40% from the field. January 28th versus Toronto, 10 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a block, 71% from the field. And January 30th versus the Lakers, in that one, he had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal in that one, and 75% from the field. So Okongwu right now in a backup role, he's not getting a lot of minutes, obviously. He's only playing about 20-25 minutes per game. But if Clint Capella does get traded, he's going to step into a major role. And we saw last season when Capella missed some time, Okongwu definitely put up good numbers and was a good fantasy option. So right now, well, you don't have to give up much to get him. And like I said, could be available on your waiver wire. He's definitely a center to go out there and buy this week. So that's a few centers I look to buy and trade for Week 15 of the fantasy basketball season.